Evening and welcome to the 10th Annual Distinguished Alumni Celebration. This is our first time having part of the event at Parkland High School, the place where many of your stories began. My name is Eric Roberts. I am a 1989 Parkland graduate and a 2018 Distinguished Alumni recipient. To today's honorees, we are excited to celebrate your amazing accomplishments, all stemming from right here in this very building. Well, at least for Jared and Brian in this very building. Joe and Aaron, the current Orfield Middle School was your high school. And for some of you in this audience, maybe Troxel was your old high school, but we won't call you out this evening. One thing that all three buildings have in common, besides stellar academic, athletic, and arts programs, are, I think back to my time at Parkland, the unique smell, and they're here and I love it, of gentle farms permeating the hallways and the classrooms. You knew you were home and you knew you were Parkland, and it was fantastic, and it was great to see the faces of opposing athletes when they would come into the stadium and say, "What is that Advantage Parkland?" So Jandals, we love you. Now, besides the amazing academic, athletic, and art programs here at the high school, some of you Parkland grads and our distinguished alums may also recall some of the food items in the cafeteria, which have left an imprint forever. Jared, don't make that face. I think back to what Joe Bergstein and I call the culinary Disneyland, the combo of chicken nuggets, buttered noodles, and the famous Parkland peanut chew. So the Parkland peanut chew, we're talking cornflakes, Caro syrup, sugar, peanut butter, and butter. I actually, years ago, sweet talked one of the calf ladies and got the recipe. I actually should have put that online for the auction here, because I'm sure it would have netted thousands of dollars, but I brought 100 copies of the recipe. Will be available right over here, legitimate, it's that good. Now, the recipe, I'm not worried about any Parkland graduates reading that. There's some, big words in there. I'm not worried about you guys. But for the Deer Fallon, Nazareth, and Central Catholic grads, we tried to take out the really big words, so you'll be fine. I don't worry about it. And the Pius X graduates, too. It's minority, if that's even a school anymore. So, that being said, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the director of the Parkland Education Foundation. This is Lisa Irvin.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lisa Irvin, and I'm the executive director of the Parkland Education Foundation. We are thrilled to be here with you in person today to celebrate some truly amazing distinguished alumni. They've gotten to the top of their fields and truly given back to their communities. The mission of the Parkland Education Foundation is to keep the excellence that Parkland is known for. What does that mean? The definition of excellence is the quality of being outstanding. The Parkland School District, as with many other school districts, is faced with challenges as government funding changes, the demographics of Parkland change. We're currently at 27% free and reduced price lunch. That's 1 out of every 4 students at or below poverty level. And cost and demand for services continues to rise. To be excellent, you look at your challenges, and you not only face them, you excel in light of them. As a school district, to excel beyond a traditional education, we need to provide opportunities that allow kids to learn above and beyond the standard. How do we do that? The teachers and staff at Parkland are some of the best, and they come up with amazing ideas of how to take our curriculum to the next level. The Education Foundation asks them to submit grants every year, and we choose the best, most impactful grants to fund. This past year, we funded 51 grants, totaling $113,000. The challenges that our world in education have faced the past couple of years are like none we've ever seen before. Excellence doesn't just occur when things are going well. Excellence is in the toughest of times. We need to figure out ways to overcome our challenges and continue to persevere. We adapted and changed to help our Parkland community rise up and meet the needs of our students and staff during these times. We reached out and provided our teachers with headsets and microphones at the beginning of the pandemic to help them more effectively reach their students. And we added food to our school food pantries so they could deliver food to struggling families. We bought cutting-edge camera equipment for our Parkland High School TV studio to do athletic live streaming. And the Parkland Education Foundation could have hired out that service, but we felt it was really important to give our students the ability to have cutting-edge equipment and to help our community at the same time. We believe that the ability to continue to thrive during these challenging times is excellence. We couldn't do what we do without the help of each and every one of you. Investing in education is an investment in the future. A huge thank you to St. Luke's, our title sponsor. They've been such an amazing partner and have helped us provide so many opportunities for our students. I also want to thank the Parkland administration. The superintendents are here with us tonight, and many other school board members and directors. Lastly, I'd like to thank my amazing event committee. We couldn't do what we do without amazing volunteers, and we are blessed to have some of the best. So I'd like to pass the mic back to Eric. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lisa. And just having been here for so long and since the foundation has started, I've seen these grants in action around the high school, and we've just done so many amazing things for the students here at Parkland. And I would now like to introduce the president of the Parkland Education Foundation, Chico.
Thanks, Eric, and it's just really an honor to be here this afternoon. And to think that we're embarking on our 10th anniversary here at the Parkland Education Foundation, and so much that's been accomplished. And this is my third year as president. We're very fortunate to have just phenomenal executive director in Lisa Irvin, and I just want to take a moment to acknowledge her and thank her for all her hard work and making tonight's event successful and everything that goes behind it. And of course, members of our board, so grateful that our Vice President, Tori Morgan's with us here as well this evening. Tori, thank you again for all your great work, and we appreciate it, and also other members of our board who are in attendance today. We really have a lot of fun. It's a great board. Encourage those who are interested in getting involved in supporting our teachers, our administration, and staff to just stop by and speak to either Tori, Lisa, or myself. If you're interested in getting involved, we'd love to have you engaged and as part of this. I happen to be the parent of 3 grown children, actually, who attended Parkland, but they never once told me about the peanut chew, so I'm a little disappointed, Mr. Roberts. Okay, but we've got the recipe there. That's good. I'm glad. The 4 distinguished alumni here tonight were chosen by a select group of Parkland administrators, foundation board members, and community volunteers. And they're here because they've used their Parkland education and taken it to the highest levels. During tonight's program, we'll be inducting 4 very distinguished Parkland alumni into the Wall of Honor at Parkland High School. I'm sure that many of you saw that on your way in to this library here. With the addition of these plaques, there will be 54 distinguished alumni plaques hanging on the wall outside of the high school library. Tonight's honorees share some amazing career accomplishments, exceptional volunteer work, and acts of service that have had a positive impact on their communities. We also want to mention our distinguished alumni from last year. Of course, we were unable to honor them in person, and so we would like to take a moment to share in a round of applause for them here tonight. Those distinguished alumni are Anna Christie Morphy-Marks, Jack Trombetta, Vikas Joshi, Peter Denitz, and Aaron Anthony Williams. Congratulations again to tonight's very distinguished alumni. They are truly a sum of Parkland's finest. I'm thrilled that we got a chance now to honor them in person tonight. So many amazing accomplishments, all stemming from a great public school education. Our goal is to continue to give great opportunities to help our current students achieve their potential. If you feel inspired to give, don't forget to check out our online auction. I guess that's a plug I need to give here tonight. And we have so many great items, and of course, all the proceeds go directly back to our programs, which benefit our students and our staff here at Parkland. Please enjoy tonight's program, and once again, thank you so much for coming and to join us in honoring these wonderful, distinguished alumni.
The Parkland Education Foundation has given the Parkland TV studio over $100,000 since it first started. These students are able to have such amazing opportunities with state-of-the-art equipment, and this is equipment that rivals some of the top communication schools in the country, like Syracuse and Northwestern. Our students go there and they come back and tell us this is the same equipment we use in college, and they're able to use it very well. Our teacher, Mr. Jay Greth, is just amazing. He could probably be a professor at either Syracuse or Northwestern. He does a really good job with the kids. As a matter of fact, distinguished alum Brian Knaus is a 4-year veteran of the television studio. Did a phenomenal job in the studio. So we're always impressed with the work that these high school students do, and we'd all like you to sit back, relax, and watch a video that our own Parkland High School TV studio students put together. Hopefully Brian won't be too critical here, and he still thinks like a studio guy.
I'm Callie Seckler, and I'm here with distinguished alumni Jared Brown. Jared, we're so glad that you're here with us today.
Happy to be back here again.
What was your favorite club in high school?
The ASL Club. There's many for me because I was having and they still continue to do which means a lot to me.
Did you have any favorite teachers or people from the high school that you remember?
My favorite teacher in high school was my teacher. My favorite memory in high school is being able to walk at graduation, because I took part in 2014. I graduated from.
Are you a part of any groups, organizations within the community?
I also would like to be a part of my community by playing baseball and try my best to help out as much as I can.
What kind of feelings do you have about being selected for the Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame?
Never give up hope that what I live by, stand by. I just hope to inspire others not give up.
I'm Breen Knaus. I graduated from Parkland High School in 2009. I played soccer here for 4 years, and I was a member of the TV studio for 4 years as well. And I greatly enjoyed both of those experiences, and it's fascinating to be back here after some time.
So how did Parkland shape you into the person that you became, not only in the workforce, but also in general, in life post-graduation?
The most important things I did here were the things I did outside of a classroom. Whatever you enjoy to do, there's probably a career out there for you. And if I could encourage anyone to do anything, it's to do what you love to do, because that's how you're going to make the biggest impact in the world. If you're doing something for someone else, or you're doing something just because you're supposed to be doing it, or you're doing it because a book told you to do it, you're never gonna do it as well as you possibly could that if you were doing it for yourself. And so, you know, if you play soccer like I did, and you want to play for Manchester United, make it happen. I didn't, but I found something else I truly loved, and I'm even happier that I'm there now. And, you know, again, I think I found that passion in the TV studio here, and I greatly respect my chance to have that opportunity that I did. But the only way you can find these things is to put yourselves in positions to have experiences, fail, succeed, try something different, see if you love something.
Speaking of your position in Project Owl now and what you did here with soccer and TV studio, how did Parkland and the leadership opportunities that you were presented with here, how has that translated into your job now?
In every team, and in ours in particular, we all find ways to be exceptionally valuable in our particular realm of expertise. And I think you can only get really good at discovering how you can be valuable, how you can contribute to a team, what mistakes you can avoid by having all those experiences previously in life. In the TV studio, we competed in national competitions. We won several of them. If you put yourselves in positions where you can fail and fail publicly, it can be very painful when you do, and you will. But those are the most valuable moments in your life because it's when you grow the most as well. And people who are afraid of failure or who kind of shy away from risk will never have those experiences of extreme growth because they're not putting themselves in position to do something crazy, which often assumes you're doing something very risky, doing something very scary, or doing something different. Those experiences on the soccer field, in the TV studio, the things you get outside of a textbook are what really taught me how to do what I do today and how to be valuable on a team and how to make an impact and to not be afraid.
Hi, I'm Joe Bergstein. I graduated in 1989.
And what are you up to today? Where do you work? What do you do?
So I'm the Chief Financial Officer for PPL Corporation.
And what does your job entail? Like, what do you do for PPL?
I'm in charge of the treasury operations, accounting, tax, risk management, and investor relations.
Do you have any experiences of while you were here that you can like pinpoint or be able to talk about like that helped you get to where you are?
I don't know if there's anything that I recall that I could pinpoint to that other than I think just generally the Parkland experience and the challenge and the education and the background that it provides. So in my view, it kind of really set me up and probably set a lot of people up to be successful when we leave here in college or technical field or whatever you might pursue. I think the challenges that Parkland provides, the challenges that the teachers provide you and the support you get as being part of this school kind of really set me up. But I don't know that I could say there's one thing that I could pinpoint. I think it's just the overall experience.
Were there any specific sports or clubs that you participated in here that you can remember?
Yeah, I was on a track team. I played football as part of the Leo Club. And then just participating in the general student activities that the school district offered.
What advice would you give for students just starting out high school?
Well, so I would say get involved. I think that's whether you're starting high school or college or a career, get involved in whatever that maybe has to offer. So if you're coming to high school, get involved. There's, again, as I talked about, there's so many opportunities academically and in other extracurricular activities. So it's just that general involvement, I think allows you to meet more people, learn different things, get, again, that diversity of background and diversity of thought you can get by doing that. I think that's really important throughout life.
And the district, you spoke about what an incredible district this is. What does it mean for you to be recognized as a distinguished alumni?
So when I got the call, I was a little surprised, but it's certainly an honor for me to be not only nominated but recognized for my accomplishments. A lot of hard work has gone into that I've done and has gotten me to where I am today. So to have others recognize that as well and be recognized by Parkland High School, someplace that I really enjoyed being part of, enjoy being part of today. I still try to be involved in Parkland and the community. I think it's just an honor for me.
Hi, I'm Marguerite, and we're here interviewing distinguished alumni Aaron Breen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What clubs and activities were you involved in here at Parkland?
I was involved in lots of different clubs and activities, and the ones that I can remember, because it was a while ago, was the soccer team. When I got to Parkland, it was the first time ever there was a girls' soccer team. So we had to find a coach, her name is Mrs. Zosky, to coach our team, and she had never coached soccer before. She had to learn about it, checking out books from the library to learn how to play soccer. And so we had a okay first year, and then after that we got great. And so I played soccer for all 4 years. Mrs. Zosky was great. I was on the student council. I remember being in SAD, which was Students Against Drunk Driving.
So what is it like to be a figure in the same community that inspired you?
I feel really grateful to Parkland for the foundation that it gave me when I was young. One thing, when I was thinking about my high school experience, I remember how creativity was always encouraged at school, or always encouraged in me. When I think back to some of the projects I did, I turned a science classroom into a rainforest. I covered it with vines. I brought humidifiers in to make it really steamy, like played a jungle soundtrack, and then led my class through the classroom and taught them all about the rainforest. Or in another class I took, it was called Athletics and Society. It was like the field trip class. I got to go out a lot. But for my project for that, I remember bringing in a 19-foot aluminum canoe and putting it in the swimming pool and teaching a lesson to my classmates on how to paddle a canoe. So it just felt like when I was there were no limits to what you could do. If you wanted to be creative, you were allowed to be creative and encouraged to be creative. And as a magazine editor and an author, that's something that I have held on to, because I work in a field where creativity is prized and required. And I'm happy that Parkland encouraged that in me.
So what advice would you give to students who are looking to give back to their community like you have?
I think, so I run a children's magazine called Kazoo, and I launched it because I went to the bookstore with my daughter and I saw what was available on the newsstand, and it wasn't good enough. Kazoo's mission is to celebrate girls for being strong and smart and fierce and true to themselves, and nothing was speaking to them that way on the newsstand. And so I decided that something should change, and I decided that if I wanted to see change in the world, I had to make that change myself. It wasn't my responsibility to wait for somebody else to come do it for me or for my kids. So I used what I knew, which was I was a magazine editor for almost 20 years at Condé Nast, and I took my skills and I said, I'm going to do this myself. I'm going to launch an entirely new magazine, a new kind of magazine for girls that's better than what's out there. And I think my advice to students about that is that if you have an idea, follow it. Put in the work to make it real. When you look around, everything was somebody's idea. It all starts as an idea. And if you're willing to put in the work to make it real, you can do that.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Good. Thank you.
Kids in the television studio. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to introduce the 2022 class of distinguished alumni. My message to our inductees is that membership has its privileges. You need to get out of a traffic ticket. Judge Anna Christie Morphy Marks, distinguished alum. You want to ride in a fighter jet? Jack Trombetta, distinguished alum. If you're going to a fancy dinner and you don't know what fork to use or where to put the napkin or where your drinking glass is, Donna Steckel. We're going to roll into Josh early, grab some nonpareils, some cashews, and just look at Barry Doble, give him the secret handshake, and roll out of there. Distinguished alum. Need a political favor? Ryan McKenzie, state representative. Finally, you need a Grand Champion turkey and some A-treat. You make sure Luke Jandal's working, and you go into the Jandal store and take care of business. If Adam's working, just turn around and walk out. Or you can take your case of soda run, because Adam's not catching you. So, that being said, our first distinguished alumni I would like to introduce is Jared Brown. Jared received more nominations than any distinguished alumni has ever received. He is a rather recent Parkland graduate that's wasted no time in making his community a better place since his graduation. I had the pleasure of serving as Jared's school counselor while he was in high school, an honor that I truly cherish to this day, although Jared, these gray hairs, that's you, buddy. These wrinkles, Mrs. Brown. But that's from all the laughs we shared, the phone calls, the emails. My gosh, to this day when we talk, I laugh for a half hour. You are just amazing. Please join me, everyone, in welcoming Jared Brown to the stage.
My name is Jared, and I'm alumni here at Parkland Education. Thank you so much for this award for the audience. It was a time Parkland Lisa called me and told me that I was in love. Oh, thank you. and I just really before I say anything else, I really want to get a selective Gary Stephen. He's in the back. He has the medicine, Mrs. Beck, and then, and I'm so happy to pass it in my way. So, thank you. I thank you. The community and everyone nominated me for best award. I really appreciate it. I would also like to thank my family and friends. I love you all. And thank you.
Outstanding, Jared, and I do miss you coming in the office. Those were good times, my friend. Right, Mrs. Brown? Good times. Okay, our second distinguished alumni happens to be a longtime friend of mine. He is currently the Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of PPL Corporation. His humility, generosity, and service to his community are second to none. He's raised two great kids, and he has an incredible wife. His Parkland education has not only served him well in the business world, but along with myself, Parkland graduate Drew Plattner, honorary Parkland graduate Robert Zerinskis, we are a combined 12-0 in trivia game nights. And obviously the competition, we're playing against Deerfield graduate Corey Bergstein, Allentown Central graduate Terry Plattner, William Allen graduate Robin Roberts, and again, that Pius, the 10th graduate, Michelle Minotti. I wish I could say the battles for academic supremacy were close, but I'd be lying. It's a straight up cerebral beatdown. So a Parkland education, everyone, knowledge that lasts a lifetime. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Joe Bergstein.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here with everybody in person today. It's truly my honor to be recognized as a distinguished alumni of Parkland School District. But first, I want to congratulate Aaron, Jared, and Brian on all your accomplishments and the positive impacts that each of you have made on the community. It certainly takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and sacrifice from each of us to get where we are today. But I think it's times like these that provide you the opportunity to reflect on where you've come from and what you've achieved. And success in life, and however you choose to measure that, comes from commitment, determination, and a belief in yourself. But it also comes from the support and help of others. And I know that for me, the foundation that was provided at Parkland School District was certainly influential in my success. There are so many teachers and administrators that had an impact on me. They challenged me, guided me, and believed in me. And to have that support throughout elementary, middle, and high school proved to be instrumental. The opportunities that are available to Parkland students are tremendous, and to have an organization like the Education Foundation supporting students and teachers truly enhances these opportunities. And the possibilities for students at Parkland are even more significant today than when I graduated here. And with a strong focus on academics, athletics, and the arts, Parkland continues to provide a solid foundation for children every day. So my wife, Corey, and I, we knew the clear benefits Parkland had to offer students, and that's why we chose to live in the district and to send our children, Mason and Aaliyah, to school here. Mason just finished his freshman year at Temple University, and Aaliyah will be a senior here next year. And when I look at all that they've already accomplished, I'm not only extremely proud of them, but I know that we made the right choice in having them attend Parkland. So I'd like to thank everybody at Parkland that has had an impact on my life, and I want to thank the Education Foundation for honoring me. I want to thank my parents, who are also graduates of Parkland, for moving back to the district when I was in second grade, and for all their support. I also want to thank my good friend Eric Roberts for nominating me for this honor. It's my privilege to join you on the Wall of Honor, Eric. And I also want to thank Corey for her support. I certainly would not have been able to accomplish all that I have without her support, understanding, encouragement, and love. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. It's amazing to hear what these alums have been able to accomplish. Our next distinguished alum is Aaron Breen. Now, I wanted your classmate, Michelle Minotti, to come up here and lead us in a Penn State cheer. She refused. I even said, come on, it's for Aaron. She, again, refused. So, sorry, Michelle. Sorry, Aaron, really. But, again, Aaron is an accomplished author and founder and editor of Kazoo Magazine. Again, Kazoo celebrates, girls ages 5 through 12, and as a father of a daughter who's 13, I mean, just the values that your work is instilling into females of that age is just amazing. So, greatly appreciate that. Aaron has also appeared on the Today Show and the Katie Couric Show. You're more than welcome to join us on the trivia team anytime, for a beatdown. So, your English knowledge can definitely come in handy. But again, please welcome Aaron Breen to the podium.
Thank you so much. I think I'm the only one who didn't write remarks, so I'm just going to wing it here, unless, Brian, you're winging it too. Good. Okay. Thank you, Lisa and Nicole and Eric and the whole foundation for honoring me. I'm so proud to be on this wall, and I keep joking to my niece, Zoe, who goes here, that now I can watch her and make sure she goes in the library, because we got eyes out there. I had a great time at Parkland. I'm grateful to all of my teachers who taught me not only my ABCs and my A squared plus B squared equals C squared, I hope that's right, if there are teachers here, but also to read critically and think critically and to communicate my ideas and put them in writing. That's been so important in my career. Thank you to my original teachers, my mom, Claire Breed, who some of you may have had in kindergarten, and to my dad, who I think is right there, who helped me lug that canoe into the pool. But it has been, yes. I hope to take what I have learned at Parkland and the foundation that the school has given me and to pay it forward in my work. As someone who runs a children's magazine, I want to take all of the gifts that Parkland has given me and fostering my creativity and my critical thinking and my writing and pass it forward. So everything I've learned here does not end with me, but will hopefully continue. So thank you.
Good job. Thanks, Aaron. And last but certainly not least, we have Brian Knaus. Brian is the founder and CEO of the OWL Project, and as I stated earlier, a Parkland TV Studio Hall of Famer. We'll have that ceremony later in the studio, Brian. Brian has made quite an impact in helping communities prepare for and recover from natural disasters, so let's please welcome Brian Knaus.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. I guess I still call you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to be here. It's pretty cool to be back. I suppose I haven't been gone that long, but time really flies, and even just walking in the doors in the the front office, first person I see is Miss Donna Steckel, and I'm like, wow, I feel so much older, but you haven't aged a day since I saw you. You're the same person. And then I hear a voice, a very specific voice and a certain inflection that can't ever be mistaken for anyone else coming up behind me, and I'm like, huh, Mr. Eric Roberts. He hasn't changed a bit either. And, you know, even Frank Mittman's here, who did my senior photos. And I'm sure there's other familiar faces. You know, Miss Schmoyer, my second grade teacher, just came up to me who I certainly haven't seen in years, and it's an honor and a privilege to be here amongst everybody and, you know, other folks, distinguished alumni. Jared, it's been a pleasure to meet you. You know, I'm honored and happy to be back and happy to see faces and contribute in any way I can. And I will say, though, I have, you know, my family, my grandfather, my girlfriend's here. My two sisters couldn't make it. I have to say, when I got the call from Lisa Irvin, I was kind of confused because she called me up and explained the event, and I thought, that's odd. I'm the worst student in my entire family. Both of my sisters, one of them has a PhD and MD, is now a college professor. Another one's getting her PhD, and I barely graduated from college and somehow made it through Parkland as well. I think somebody was looking out for me. But again, it's an honor to be here. You know, pleasure. I hope to meet some more of you and have an opportunity to speak, but I'm just thankful for the opportunity. I hope I can continue to contribute back in any more ways, and yeah, it's an honor. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Brian, and thank you to all of our 2022 distinguished alums this evening. I would now like to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Mark Madsen, to close out the program.
I'll just leave it there, I guess. Thank you. Congratulations to our 4 inductees. It's actually pretty hard to step in here after those 4 speeches, the videos. Just an outstanding job. Wonderful. How about another round of applause? I would say, too, that I didn't recognize that Mr. Roberts, he's really quick and very good on these one-liners and these zingers. So I did say to him before, be careful. Even though he's going to speak after me here, I get the pleasure of speaking again tonight at the country club. So just be careful. He's already said a few things about Nazareth. He might add a few other things before the night's over. Some may be okay. Again, congratulations to our inductees. And I hope that everyone else has enjoyed our presentation tonight and that you leave here with a better understanding of what a difference in investment in education makes. We can work hard at the Parkland School District to supply our kids the best possible education and the most opportunities. We are fortunate to be in a caring community, one that has a lot of support. But there have been so many times in the past 10 years that the foundation has filled a gap. Actually, you saw it, over a $1 million gap. That's how much the foundation has given to the Parkland School District since its inception. Those dollars have directly impacted students and schools, encouraged innovative ideas, and help students reach their full potential. And more than that, it's also a conduit to allow people to give to student programs. From our past to our present, Parkland is known for its excellence in education, and we certainly plan to keep it that way. This would not be possible without the help of our amazing community and caring individuals like yourselves. I would like to take a second to just thank St. Luke's Health Network. It's been a wonderful partner, and they're providing some great opportunities for our students. I would also like to thank Service Electric, Lehigh Valley Health Network, and the Butts Construction Company. And finally, certainly the time and support and dedication of our school board directors. I know right now we have Carol Fasciano is here, and Jay Rahaki is also here. I'm not sure, I think a few more will be here this evening. Oh, I see Lisa Roth is hiding in the back as well. We want to thank them. Again, thank you all for being here and making what a difference in our community. We're made up of 12 schools, thousands of Parkland alumni, close to 10,000 students right now in this school district, dozens of local businesses, countless caring community members, but we are all one team. We all win when Parkland does well. Thank you, and we look forward to celebrating with you this evening at the Country Club.
All right. right, the stories of these distinguished alumni empowers our students and our entire community to go out and make the world a better place. Thank you for joining us tonight and helping to continue to be Parkland strong. Frank Bittman Studio has offered his photographic genius for the past 10 years. I mean, if you look what he did with the Knaus senior picture, he is amazing. And he's been offering for the past 10 years his photography services here. He's donating his time and his talent to our inductees. So thank you, Frank, from the bottom of our hearts. You do a great job. So we invite you to have your photo taken by Frank, and we look forward to celebrating with all of you at the Country Club. Now, 6 to 8. 6 to 7, Cinco de Mayo, margaritas on Jared Brown. 7 to 8 on Dr. Madsen. So I'll have the corporate cards up there. We're good to go. Have a great night. We hope to see everyone at the Country Club. Thank you. Don't forget the peanut chew recipes right up in the corner there.